Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's English literature class. Uh, can you all hear me, guys? Am I audible? Can I get a quick reply from everyone? Okay, I'm getting replies. Okay. So I'm really glad to see you all of you in my class. And today we're going to learn the poem. Today's okay, breakfast. No, by Jacques Prévert. So can you all see the screen clearly? The screen is clear, right? Okay, then shall we start? Okay, we're gonna learn the poem today, Breakfast by the Jacques Prévert. So our aim is to understand the poem clearly, learn the meaning, the techniques, and everything. Uh, it is the and how to answer exam style questions confidently. So to get ready, stay focused, participate, and enjoy the learning. So let's make this class interesting, so interactive and unforgettable. So all right, now let's begin. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to read the whole poem stanza by stanza. Okay, there are four stanzas in this poem. You all knew it already. So, from first stanza, I will begin and I'll explain everything. Okay. Okay, now let's read the poem now. So he poured coffee into his cup. He put milk in his cup of coffee. He put sugar in his cup of coffee and milk with his teaspoon. He stirred it is and he drank the coffee and he put down the cup without speaking to me. So this is the first stanza of the poem. You all can see. So guys, in this stanza we see an ordinary morning scene, right? A man making and drinking his coffee. You all know what is coffee. So the poet describes every tiny action. Pouring coffee. So in the picture also you can see there's a picture pouring coffee. I have put it for you all to see it. To remember clearly. Pouring coffee and adding milk. After that, adding sugar. After that, the man is stirring and he's drinking, putting down the cup. So the actions are simple and domestic, but they feel slow and mechanical, right? So the repetition of he at the beginning, guys, of many lines make the man sound like a machine. No, doing everything automatically. So it is as if he is physically present but emotionally absent. No, so the most important line is the last one. Without speaking to me, you all can see. So only here do we understand why these ordinary actions are important. So the speaker is watching him closely, hoping for some word. Okay, now the speaker speaker is watching him closely, right? Hoping for some word, some sign of affection or attention. But he completes his whole breakfast in complete silence. So the coffee, milk, and sugar usually suggest warmth and comfort, no? So yet the atmosphere is cold. So this shows the emotional distance in their relationship. So they share the same table, no, but not the same feeling. So now let's talk about the stanzas. Makes us feel. Okay, guys, now the first emotional reaction. So many readers have is a feeling of loneliness or distance. No, so nothing dramatic is happening, but the actions feel cold. The man is preparing and drinking his coffee, but what stands out is not what he does, it is the silence. No, so there is no conversations, no warmth and no connection. So the speaker notices the silence and feels hurt. So the first emotional message of this stanza is the painful feeling, right, of being ignored. So now let's relate the stanza to real life. No, so many people have experienced a silent movement with someone they love, maybe after a disagreement or when someone is upset. So they sit together but don't speak, right? So sometimes silence says more than words. So this is exactly what happens, no, in this stanza, and the everyday breakfast scene becomes meaningful because silence replaces conversation. So finally, let's end up with the key takeaway from this stanza. The first stanza shows a quiet breakfast filled with silence, no, and silence and routine actions and emotional distance, emphasizing how painful it can feel when someone close to us refuses to speak. Okay, you understood the first stanza? Are you clear with it? Okay, guys, now let's move to the next stanza then. Okay, the second stanza. So the picture, I can see it clearly, right? Okay, the second stanza, guys. He lit a cigarette. He made rings with smoke. He put the ashes in the ashtray without speaking to me, without looking at me. So you can see there is a man with the cigarette, right? He's smoking. So in this stanza, you can see they're smoking and a emotional distance, guys. You can see it. He lit a cigarette. He put the ashes in the ashtray without speaking to me, without looking at me. Okay, now after breakfast, guys. Now after breakfast, the man lights a cigarette. So this is the regarding the second stanza. So again, we get a series of small actions. No, lightening it, making smoke rings, tapping the ashes into the ashtray. So these details show how much time is passing while he still chooses not to talk. right? So the image of smoke rings can suggest several things, no? Circles that appear and disappear, so symbolizing emptiness or the repetitive, useless pattern of their relationship. So going round and round, but going nowhere. So while he plays within the smoke, he is also playing with time, wasting the chance to communicate. So the repetition becomes stronger here, not only without speaking to me, but also without looking at me. So this is even more painful. No, it means he refuses both verbal and eye contact. So the eye contact is often a sign of care and connection. So by avoiding it, he is rejecting the speakers emotionally, right? So the speaker is completely ignored, guys, reduced almost to an invisible object in the room. So this shows deep neglect and emotional cruelty, no? Even though he does nothing open violently. So when we read the second stanza, the feeling that comes to us is loneliness. The scene feels cold and emotionally empty. The reader can feel that something is wrong in it. It feels like two people are sitting together. Okay, I think the two people are sitting together, but it is as if there is a wall between them. There is no conversation, no eye contact, and no warmth. So, before we go deeper, guys, so let's understand a few vocabulary words that may be new. Okay, and lit. What is the meaning of lit? He lit. Lit means to start a cigarette burning. And what is mean by ashes? Ashes means the powder left after something burns, right? And what is the meaning of ashtray, guys? Ashtray, a small dish used to hold cigarettes, ashes. No? And the circles with the smoke means what? Blowing smoke into the air in a round shape. Now that we understand the words. So let's explain the meaning of this stanza in simple way, right? So the man lights a cigarette and blows smoke in a circle shape. So then he carefully puts the ashes into the ashtray. While doing all of this, guys, he does not speak to the narrator and does not look at them. So his actions are quiet, distant, and cold. So this stanza, guys, this stanza creates strong imagery. We can see the cigarette in his hand and the smoke rising in soft drinks, right? So we can almost smell the strong scent of burning. The tobacco, we can imagine the gray ashes falling into the ashtray, right? So the scene feels silent and slow. You all just imagine what I says, okay? So almost like time is moving painfully. So we can feel the silence around the table. So nothing emotional is happening on the outside, but on the inside, no. So there is pain and disappointment. Okay, so now let's look at the the other lines. Okay, so you all understood, right? Okay, we are going to move to the next line, the third stanza. Okay, okay, can you see the picture clearly? Okay, guys, now the third stanza. He got up. He put his hat on his head. He put on his raincoat because it was raining and he went out. So, guys, this is the third stanza. Okay. Now the man moves from the table to the door. So you'll imagine what I says. Again, we see every step standing up, wearing his hat and putting on his raincoat, then leaving. So I have given you all a picture the clearly. You can see the picture. So the language is still very plain, like stage directions in a play. So the simplicity makes the movement feel very real. So guys, now the hat and the raincoat. So the man you can see, he's with the hat and the raincoat, right? Can be seen as a kind of the armor. He covers himself before going out in the rain. No, we will cover no when we move in outside if it's raining. So just as he has covered his feelings from the speaker, so the line, guys, because it was raining, sounds practical and simple, but it also prepares the image of sadness. No, in the final stanza, the rain outside will mirror the tears inside. So there is still no dialogue, no description of expression, and no goodbye. So the act of leaving is not just physical, so it symbolizes the emotional departure that has already happened long ago. So, guys, now this stanza shows that the relationship is so broken that he can walk away without any attempt to repair it. Okay, so this stanza connects strongly to the main theme of the poem, the emotional distance, lack of communication, and broken relationships. Broken relationship means what, guys? If a love broken also like that, no lovers, if they will get a breakup, if our lovers school breakup avina, you all know, right? Relationships breakup avina, they will cry and they will tell Devadas my dadi vechikondu sutturadum. No, right? So in the காலத்துல இல்லைனா அப்படி students, no one. It's like handkerchief, they are changing boys and girls, right? ஒண்டில்லாட்டி இன்னொண்டு இது இல்லாட்டி என்ன, we have another one. யார் இப்பெல்லாம் ஃபீல் பண்றீங்க? No, you all know, right? No one is feeling about true love. We will see the 90s love, we will say true love, the 80s love, and now there are 2K kids. Love is something, it's another friendship nalum paravalla. So the communications is everything different, right? So the broken relationship. So the morning routine, guys. Okay, now let's move. The morning routine continues. The lack of communication and the broken relationship, but there is no love, no conversation, and no warmth. The relationship has turned into something mechanical and silent. Okay, so relationships, like you all will see. For example, I'm telling, if no love or no connection means there won't be kindness, no. இப்ப ஒருத்தர்கிட்ட இப்ப பேசாட்டியும் no kindness, no. இப்ப என்ன செஞ்சாலும் we don't understand, right? Because no connection, no love, and no conversation. So the relationship will be tuned up into something mechanical and silent. And this stanza shows how that silence become more painful when the person walks away physically. So this situation is very relatable to real life. Noel told once. So many people have experienced moments when someone leaves the room while ignoring them, maybe after a fight or misunderstanding. இப்போ ஒரு ஃபைட் உண்டு, இப்போ உங்களோட ஃபேமிலிக்குள்ளேயே உங்களோட ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்குள்ளே லவர்ஸ்குள்ள, there will be some misunderstanding, no. Boy will tell, no, உங்களோட சைடுல தான் wrong, misunderstanding. The girl will say, no, your side only wrong. So there will be a misunderstanding. ஒரு misunderstanding தான் ஒரு ஃபைட்டுக்கு போக சான்ஸ் மிச்சமே. ஸோ ஒரு பாய் கேர்ளை பத்தி மிஸ் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ற இவ இப்படி ஆயிக்கும், ஒரு கேர்ள் பாய பத்தி இப்படி மிஸ் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் இவ இப்படி ஆயிக்கும். ஸோ தே யூஸ் டு ஃபைட். அப்புறம் இக்னோர் பண்றேன், நான் இடத்துக்கு இவங்களோட பேசும், அவங்க தானே ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டுக்கு என்ன இது பண்ணாங்க. ஸோ வி வில் திங்க் லைக் தட், நோ. ஸோ சம்டைம்ஸ் சைலன்ஸ் ஹர்ட்ஸ் மோர் தென் ஆங்கிரி வேர்ட்ஸ், கைஸ். ஸோ ஒருத்தர் ஆங்கிரியாவ பேசுறேன்னு வைங்களே, அதுக்கும் பார்க்க ஒருத்தர் சைலண்ட் ஆகிக்கிறேன், அது இன்னும் ஹர்ட் ஆகுமே. Because why they were in silent? ஏன் சைலண்ட் ஆகிக்கிறாங்க? So we will think, right? And the deep think பண்ணி we will hurt more. So, guys, now someone walking at you can make you feel invisible or unimportant. So, the main idea of this stanza can be summed in one simple sentence: the man lives in silence, showing emotional distance and coldness. Okay, you all understood this line? I mean, the second stanza. Okay, guys, now the fourth stanza you all can see. In the rain, without a word, without a look, and I put my head in my hands and wept. Okay, so this final stanza is the emotional center in the poem. Okay, so first, the man is shown outside, walking in the rain, without a word, without a look. So these two repeated phrases reminds us all of the silence and lack of eye contact from the earlier stanza. So even at the final moment, guys, he does not speak or turn back. Then for the first time in the whole poem, the focus turns fully to the speaker, and I put my head in hands and wept. Up to now almost every line started with he, right? So in every line there were started with he. So the sudden switch to I is powerful. Did y'all note it? So it shows that the speaker has been silent all along, observing and suffering quietly. When he is gone, she or he, guys, finally breaks down, right? So if a relationship for a boy or a girl, I told you all once, if ஒருத்தர் இப்ப போயிட்டாங்கண்டா, they didn't speak with y'all, they didn't ignore y'all, ignore பண்ணிட்டு, ஸோ உங்களுக்கு எப்படி ஆயிக்கும்? இப்ப நல்ல ஒரு ஃப்ரெண்ட் வந்து மெசேஜ் பண்ணிட்டு வைங்களே, சடன்லி ஏதோ ஒரு மிஸ் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் they will block you, boy or a girl, it will break, right? Like that only. So putting the head in the hands is a universal gesture of deep sorrow and helplessness. So the speaker cannot change anything, guys. All they can do is cry. No? If a girl without the boy without the girl செஞ்சிட்டா, what the girl will do? All day crying, crying, crying. அழுது கொண்டே இருப்பான். No, always say. In the girlfriend, a weapon, you will say, tears. Tears will be girlfriend's weapon. Some boys, they will put status. Even I have seen. So that's the thing. Okay. So the rain outside and the tears inside create a strong image of sadness. So nature seemed to share the speaker's mood. So this is called the pathetic fallacy. Okay. So this stanza reveals the hidden truth of the poem. So girls, I told you, they will cry all day, they will kill. But the boys are not like that. அவங்களுக்கு கவலை இருந்தாலும் மனசுலக்கே they will keep and what worry பண்ணி இருப்பாங்க. Like that only boys. Am I correct, guys? Yeah. Behind the simple breakfast scene now lies a broken relationship full of loneliness, rejection, and unspoken pain. The ordinary actions of one morning become a symbol of a much larger emotional loss, right? Now let's connect this stanza to the bigger ideas of the poem. Throughout the earlier stanzas, guys, the man performs everyday actions, pouring coffee, stirring sugar, smoking a cigarette, but he does everything silently, without connection, without love. So the silence grows heavier and heavier. So this final stanza shows the result of all that silence, emotional pain and heartbreak. So the main message becomes clear. No, when communication disappears, love begins to break. Silence is not always peaceful. No, so sometimes silence become a barrier that wounds. So this stanza connects strongly to themes of love, emotional distance, communication, heartbreak, and loneliness. So now let us connect this stanza to real life. No, sometimes in relationship, whether family, friendship, or romantic, one person stop communicating. Maybe they ignore messages, avoid eye contact, or respond with short answers at first. The other persons try to stay calm, but after some time the silence becomes painful. So suddenly the feelings explode and the person may cry, not because of small movement, but because of many moments of pain building up. So guys, now this stanza reminds us of times when someone feels invisible or unloved. Many people have experienced this kind of quiet hurt. Even I, இப்ப நானும் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பண்ணிக்கிறேன் சின்ன hurt word. If I message one of my friend, they will give a short reply. இப்போ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சவங்க நீங்க நல்ல இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா மெசேஜ் பண்றீங்க, என்னமோ கேக்குறீங்க, ஷார்ட்டா அனுப்புறாங்க, ஷார்ட்டா முடிக்கிறாங்க. தே ஆர் அவாய்டிங். நோ, உங்களோட ரெஸ்பான்ஸுக்கு பெரிய ஆன்சர்ஸ் இல்ல. ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டுக்கு அப்படித்தான் சின்ன இதா அப்படியே இதாகி கொண்டு அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா பிரிஞ்சிடும். Like that. So finally, now many people have experienced this kind of quiet hurts, everything. So finally, let's end with the key takeaway. This stanza shows the emotional breaking point of the speaker. All the silence and cold behavior lead to real feelings of sadness and heartbreak. Okay. Okay, now let's move into the literary devices of the poem, guys. Okay, can you all see the picture clearly, right? Okay, the literary devices. Okay, guys, now let's look at the literary devices used in this stanza. Okay, the most important one is repetition. Okay, so the poet repeats the structure of the lines. You all can see the repetition. The poet repeats certain phrases and sentence patterns such as he put, without speaking to me, without looking at me. So this repetition highlights routine, silence, emotional distance, and the lack of communication between the couple. Okay, so the poet repeats the structure of the line. He poured, he put, no, he stirred, he drank, and he put down. So this repetition sounds almost mechanical, like steps in a routine. So this shows that the man is not thinking or feeling. He is just going through motions. No, so these are the repetition of the poem, the literary devices. Okay. Okay, now the second one, simple, everyday language, diction. And the poet uses ordinary, simple language to describe common and actions like pouring coffee, stirring it, smoking, wearing a hat, and leaving. This simplicity increases the emotional power because it shows sadness in ordinary life. Okay. Okay, there is another literary devices, imagery. Okay, imagery. The poem creates visual images, no, of morning actions, pouring coffee, stirring with a spoon, cigarette smoke, forming rings rain outside. So these are imagery. So these images help readers to picture the scene and feel the atmosphere of coldness and the kindness. No. Okay, now this stanza, the cold, the distance, the poet does not show anger or loud emotion. No, instead, the tone is quiet and passive, which makes it more painful. So the man's behavior feels uncaring and disconnected. So he is not physically hurting anyone, but he's emotionally absent. No, so the mood created in the reader is sadness, frustration, and the sympathy. So we feel bad for the narrator, no, because we can sense their emotional hurt. We also feel awkward because the silence feels heavy and tense. So the poet makes us sit in this uncomfortable moment. No. Okay, the symbolism, guys. Another one, there is a symbolism. Objects and action symbolize emotions, coffee and cigarette, daily routine and habit, raincoat and rain, sadness, loneliness, smoke rings, emptiness, fading relationship, silence, and emotional separation, weeping, the speaker's pain. So next there is symbolism. The cigarette and smoke are not only physical objects; they also represent something deeper. Smoke circles can symbolize emptiness, so meaninglessness or disappearing connection. So smoke exists for a moment, then fades away. So this can represent how the relationship is slowly fading, just like the smoke. No, so there is also the use of silence as a poetic device. The lines without speaking to me and without looking at me shows emotional distance no, without needing many words. So the poet uses silence is a powerful tool to express sadness, disappointment, and emotional rejection. Okay. Okay, now let's move to the themes of the poem. Okay, the theme. Okay, now there are 2 points I have given you. You can see how silence can be used as violence, giving mental agony, ceasing communication in marriage life, develop strong stress, frustration, sadness, and the agony. So in the poem, guys, now the theme, the breakfast, silence become a powerful symbol of emotional pain. The man and the woman are physically together, sitting at the same table, but emotionally they are completely disconnected. The man's refusal to speak represents a silent form of cruelty. So instead of arguing, explaining or expressing. So the expressing of feelings, he chooses complete silence. So this silence hurts more than words because it creates emotional distance and makes the woman feel invisible, ignored, and unimportant. So the poet shows that silence can act like emotional violence, causing deep mental suffering. Even though there is no physical harm, the woman experiences pain through the cold and emotional behavior of the man. So his silence is a weapon that destroys warmth, love, and the communication in their relationship. Okay. So you all got it, everyone. I are clear with it, the theme and everything. So shall we move to the interesting section? I mean, interesting session, the quiz, the questions. Shall we move to the questions then? Okay, guys. Now shall we? Let's move to the questions. Okay. Okay, one by one, you all have to answer. If it's A, send me A. If it's B, send me B. So there's a chat box. You all can send the answers through the chat box. So I will tell the names who told the correct answer. Okay. So shall we move now? Okay. So the first question is going to come. Okay, I have put in the screen. You all can see it, right? So, what did the man first pour into his cup? This is the first question. What did the man first pour into his cup? A. Tea, B. Coffee, C. Milk, D. Sugar. Soon send me the answers, guys. Okay, I'm getting so many answers. It's very easy from the first. I mean, yeah. Soon send me. Shall I reveal the answer then? Okay, the answer is B. Coffee is the answer. Okay, B. Coffee. Okay, now let's check who told the correct answer. First of all, Fatima Shafla have told the correct answer. The first, I mean, and Ataitul told the correct answer. Rizka, A.B. Rahman, Harisa Akbar, and Hanasiam. One is Shah and Bilal. And iPhone told the correct answer. iPhone, who is that? Yeah, there are so many children were sending me. I have to read all the I mean all the names. ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ read பண்ணணுமா? Okay. Okay. Shall we move to the next then, guys? Okay, the second question, guys. I'll ready now. Okay, the second question. What did he stir his drink with? Sorry, what did he stir his drink with? His finger, A, B, a fork, C, a teaspoon, D, a spoon made of wood. What did he stir his drink with? A, his finger, B, a fork, C, a teaspoon, D, a spoon made of wood. So the answers, okay, soon send me, guys. So we have only little much time. Okay, the correct answer is, shall I reveal the answer? Okay. Okay, C, a teaspoon is the answer. Okay, C, teaspoon. Okay, now let's see who told the correct answer. Yeah, Umar Naushad, correct answer. Yes, Raima told the correct answer. And Athaitul and Hanasiam. Shah, iPhone told the correct answer. Fatima Shafla, Harisa Akbar, Afshin, and Rizka, AB Rahman. And Rizka, yeah, correct answers. Very good. Mariam, okay. Okay, very good. Okay, next. Is the next question. Okay, how did the man behave while drinking his coffee? How did the man behave while drinking his coffee? A. He talked continuously. B. He sang a song. Drank silently. D. He laughed loudly. Okay, I'm getting more answers. Okay, soon send me, guys. Okay. Okay, shall I reveal the answer? Okay, the correct answer is, guys, the correct answer is C. He drank silently. Okay, now let's see who told the correct answers. Okay, Ramla told the correct answer, and Umar Naushad, Ataitul, and Raima, Mariam, Rizka, Fatima, Shah, Hanasiam, and iPhone, Fatima, Harisa Akbar. Yeah, correct answers. Very good. Okay, shall we move to the next then? Okay, what did he do after drinking coffee? What did he do after drinking coffee? A. He left immediately. B. He lit a cigarette. C. He made breakfast. D. He spoke to the speaker. So get me the answers, guys. Send me. The question is, what did he do after drinking coffee? Okay, shall I reveal the answer then? Okay, B is the answer. He lit a cigarette is the answer. Okay, now let's see who told the correct answers. Okay, so many answers. Harisa Akbar, Fatima Shafla, uh, Umar Naushad, iPhone, Hanasiam, and Rizka, Harisa Akbar, Ataitul. Okay, yeah, correct answers. Very good. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, next question. What did he make with the cigarette smoke? A. Circles. B. Lines. C. Shapes. D. Rings. What did he make with the cigarette smoke? Okay, I'm getting some answers. Okay, Hajara, Anwar, Harisa, Akbar. Yeah, D is the answer, guys. D. D. Rings is the answer. Okay, Rizka, Raima, Umar Naushad, Fatima, Ataitul, iPhone, Harisa, and okay, Ramla. Yeah, correct answers. Very good. Okay, the next question. Okay, the next question is where did he put the ashes? A on the table, B on the floor, C in the bin, and D in the ashtray. Okay, shall I reveal the answer then? Okay, D is the answer, guys, in the ashtray. Okay, Fatima, Hanasia. Okay, let's read the names who told the correct answers. Uh, Ataitul, Raima, iPhone, Rizka, iPhone, Najma, Umar Naushad, Fatima, Shafla, Haris Akbar, Hajara, Anwar. Yeah, correct answers. Very good. Okay, the next question. Okay, totally there are 10 questions, guys. Okay, next question is why did he put on a raincoat? Why did he put on a raincoat? Because it was cold, because it was raining, because he was going for work, because the speaker asked him to. Why did he put on a raincoat? Yeah, B is the answer, correct answer, because it was raining. Okay, Harisa Akbar told the correct answer, and yeah, Lukman, Fatima, Ataitul, Umar Nausha, Dramla, Hajar Anwar, Shah, and Afshin. Okay, they told the correct answer. Raima. Okay. Okay, the next question, guys. Okay, how did he leave the house? How did he leave the house? With a smile, with anger, without a word, without a goodbye. How did he leave the house? Okay, let's see who told the correct answer. Okay, C is the answer without a word. Yeah, C is the answer. Yeah, Atifa Ali Khan told the correct answer. Fatima and Afshin, Rizka, Umar, Hajara, Raima, Ataitul, Hanasiam, Shah, and Haris Akbar. Yeah, they told the correct answers. Very good. Okay, there are only two more questions, guys. There are only two more. So don't leave the group. There is only two more. Okay, the ninth question. What did the speaker do after he left? What did the speaker do after he left? A went to work. B cried silently. C made breakfast. D followed him outside. Okay, what did the speaker do after he left? That's the question. Okay, shall I reveal the answer? Okay, B cried silently is the answer. Okay, let's see who told the correct answer. Yeah, Atifa, Umar Naushad, Shah Rizka, Hanasian, Fatima, Hajara, Raima, Afshin, Haris Akbar. Yeah, they told the correct answers. Very good. Okay, the next question. Okay, the final question we are going to move. Okay, the final question is yes, this is the final question, guys. What emotion is most strongly shown at the end of the poem? What emotion is most strongly shown at the end of the poem? A. Joy. B. Anger. C. Loneliness or sadness. D. Surprise. So, the final question. Okay, I'm getting so many answers. Okay, shall I reveal the answer then? The final answer? The final answer is C. Loneliness and sadness is the answer. The final answer. C. Loneliness and sadness. Okay. Okay, now shall we see who told the correct answers? The last answer. Atifa Ali Khan, Umar Naushad, Shah, Raima, Atifa Ali Khan, Shafaq, Hajara, Hanasiam, Haris Akbar, Ataitul Rizka, Rahman, Umar Naushad, Aisha Haneen, Afshin, Fatima. Yeah, they told the correct answers. Very good. Okay, it's time to end up this class now, guys. Really, we enjoyed the class. You all enjoyed, right? Okay, we're gonna end up this class then. So, how was today's class, guys? How was the class today for you all? Yeah, so many students they were asking my number, so I have put in the screen. Yeah, y'all can see my number. You'll note it down, and y'all can come to my special classes. Not only I'm doing English literature, history too for grade 10 and 11. I'm doing some fast track classes also individually, some classes and some group classes, and y'all can join for that. Yeah, you can contact me anytime in WhatsApp. I'll be available. Okay. Yeah, you can contact. Yeah, teaching method. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Okay. Thank you so much for your supports, everyone. I'm thanking all. Yeah. Okay. Okay. For more information, y'all can text me. So I will tell the class time and the fees and everything. I will be telling in the class. If you all put a message in WhatsApp, I will tell all the instruction. Okay. So as same as the free class, I'm doing the paid classes also. At class MCQs, questions, short notes, everything I will be giving for every chapters and lessons. Yeah, don't worry. Okay. Okay, guys, it's time to end up this session today. Inshallah, we will meet in the next class. Yeah, I'm very happy today seeing you all in the class. Okay, guys, I end up this class. Okay. See you all. Okay, good night, everyone.